Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to West Command TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. There seems to be a major breakthrough in the united opposition that consists of Stephen Kalonzo-Natembeya, Eugene Wamalwa, Martha Karua, Matiang'i, Natembeya, and Rigathi Gachagua. They have agreed on a lineup. They have agreed that Stephen Kalonzo-Natembeya will be the united opposition flag bearer for the presidential race. And of a major interest is the running mate, George Natembeya, the Trans Nzoia governor. Matiang'i has been given the role of the prime cabinet secretary. Eugene Wamalwa has been given the Speaker of the National Assembly, and Martha Karua, if she is not going to clinch the Kirinyaga gubernatorial position, should be given the Speaker of the Senate. Gachagua will have half the share of the government. This is very, very interesting. Now, let me start by asking you a simple question. Would you support this formation? Would you support this formation? You know, I've always said two things. That for the opposition to win, they must be united. They must be together. Like buffaloes, if they want to beat the lion, they must unite, not for the love of each other, but for their own safety. And this is good news, if you ask me. I've always said that the opposition can only win if Kalonzo is the presidential flag bearer or Fred Matiang'i. Now, with this formation, I want us to look at the possibilities of winning the election, because truth be told, if they are going to move this way, they will carry it in the morning. By 8 in the morning, Kalonzo will be in State House. Now, I want us to look at the game of votes. The game of votes are huge, if you ask me. Kalonzo, if he's going to get the Gikuyu, Ebu, and Meru votes, or if he's going to get 70% of the game of votes, I can tell you, we are talking about more than 4 million votes from one region. If he's now going to win the Mulebe nation, because Natembeya is there, it is finished. It is finished. Even if the Kaba and the Kisi decide not to vote, it is finished. When you look at this formation, one thing is very, very clear, that it is something that is calculated. It is calculated because you see, what we are having here is tyranny of numbers. It is the numbers that count in elections. And the fact that Gachagua has sacrificed his ambition. You know, I've always told you that Rigathi Gachagua is not interested in the presidency. His main objective is to make William Ruto a one-term president. And it is happening. And he has agreed to sacrifice his ambition. In fact, even in the Game Nation, people strongly support that candidate that will be supported by Rigathi Gachagua. Gachagua has just been there to actually, it's just like a broom. The broom that is going to sweep all the UDAs from the mountain. Now, comes Kalonzo with his almost 3 million votes. With 3 million votes, 4 million votes for the Gema community, and the Mulebe nation, another 4 million votes. What is remaining, ladies and gentlemen? With the Gisi, even if they have 2 million votes or 1 million votes, this one tells you that the opposition is likely to win with more than 70%. On the lower side, give them 60%. Because you see, I strongly believe that the exit of Raila Amolo Odinga into the next world is favoring the opposition and is disadvantage to William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Ruto had always hoped that he's going to inherit Raila's support. But for him to inherit Raila's support base, Raila needed to be there. Because currently, we don't have anybody who can actually convince Raila's supporters to vote for William Samoei Ruto. And if anything, there is a feeling that because Kalonzo has always stood with Raila Amolo Odinga, Raila supporters are likely to support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. That is the truth of the matter. And what I know is that the laws are also going to play a major role. And they are likely to be in the next government. But that government will not be broad-based government. That government will not be formed by William Samoei Ruto. That is the truth of the matter. So William Samoei Ruto has completely been isolated. And when I see these guys sacrificing, it tells you that Gachagua was saying that they have an assignment. And they understand clearly the ground. And in fact, for you to win the election, you must listen to the ground, as Gachagua has been saying. What William Samoei Ruto has been doing is not to listen to the ground. And by the way, it's not about promises that William Samoei Ruto made. The greatest problem of William Samoei Ruto is not keeping the promise. It's not even lies. The greatest problem is what happened to the Gen Zs. Abductions. So even if William Samoei Ruto fulfills all the promises, that the fact that the Gen Zs, people are murdered in large numbers, people are abducted, remember the Subarus, the fact that it happened under his watch, I don't think they can forgive William Samoei Ruto. That is the truth of the matter. So, you know, he may do a lot of things. He may construct roads. He may connect people to electricity grid. He may do so many things. But the fact that that pain is there of losing loved ones, that, you know, people, you may do so many good things, but they always remember that one thing bad you did, or that thing that happened under your watch. You see? Misusing power, allowing policemen and the DCI guys to abduct the youth is the greatest problem of William Samoei Ruto. In fact, when William Samoei Ruto asked the United Opposition to say what they have, ati wako na mpango, hana plan, hawana nini, people do not care, by the way. They don't care. Whether the opposition has plan or not, the main objectives of Kenyans is to remove William Samoei Ruto from office through the ballot. And what is likely to happen, because Raila will not be on the ballot, I can tell you one thing, why opposition has an advantage. The turnout for Raila supporters will be very minimal. If they have not been turning up in large numbers, in fact, rarely do they go over 70%. If they have not been going all the way to 80% when Raila is on the ballot, what about now when he's not on the ballot? So this is something that is favorable to the opposition. And this is a disadvantage to William Samoei Ruto. The other thing about this group is that even Matiang'i comes and is a performer and will be in the government. That is what Kenyans have been asking for. They want a government that is going to perform. And one thing about Kalonzo has not been implicated in any corruption case. Show me one instance where Kalonzo has been tainted. You know, Kalonzo has been in government for many years. Many years as education minister, foreign affairs, what. And the man doesn't have any corruption case. Some may say about the youth farm, what. But it's just allegations. You cannot come with scandals. Kalonzo has no scandals. That's a good thing about it. Now, Nani is there, Natembeya is there, a good performer. A government of Kalonzo, a government of Natembeya, a government of Matiang'i, I can tell you, I can trust that government. Do you trust that formation, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't this good news? Like the video, guys. Comment. Let me know what you think. And have a blessed day. Till next time, this is Gashi Skyman.